As you can see, very special guest in the house, Yankees bullpen coach Mike Harkey. Joe, you guys, I know, he already wanted to rename the show WB Mason Presents the Mike Harkey Show. So this is your big shot.
This is my
Yes
big shot.
Network star here. Joe, you guys have known each other for a long time. Obviously, a lot of playful banter between the two of you. Take me back to some of the early years when you guys first met, when you were playing in the minors. First impression of Mike Harkey.
We were roommates. And it was the odd couple because he liked the room hot and I liked it cold. He liked to watch scary movies. I did not. There was one night he made me watch a scary movie and I got, in the minor leagues you're staying in these smaller hotels and there's like gas stations that are open 24 hours. And like 3 o'clock in the morning I got hungry and I made him get up to go with me because I was too scared to go by myself. And I would turn the air on and he would turn it off and I would turn it on and he'd turn. We were completely opposites. But we got along great.
How did it work being so opposite?
I think that's what kind of makes this relationship work the best, is that we kind of feed off each other's opposites. He's more serious than I am, and I think I give him a little bit of the banter, the looseness that comes with it, and he shuts me down a little bit and keeps me grounded. So it works out really nice. Plus, he helped me raise my kids. Now I'm trying to help him raise his. So it's a good combination.
Well, that was going to be one of my questions. How close are the families away from the field because you've known each other for so long?
Really, really close. I remember us being in the big leagues and his boys coming around, before he had his daughter, the third child. And watching Tony eat pancakes was priceless, his oldest son, who just had a baby boy, so now he's a grandfather.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
But Tony used to hold his fork and go like this with the pancakes and put them in. I used to laugh at him, like, what are you teaching your kids, right?
Learned that from Dad?
No, I let them get good on their own. Whatever way it took them is great. I mean, because his kids are almost exactly the same. I had Sissy when she was a baby, and she was just as funny as all of our other kids. All our kids had great personalities, and it kind of fed off all of them.
I used to laugh at him because he'd always be going through stuff with his kids, and I didn't have kids. And then all of a sudden, it all changed, and I started having kids, and I started going through the same things.
You guys had a unique relationship, too, I would imagine, because you kind of relied on each other on the field. You were the catcher. You're a guy that was on a mound a lot. How much did you lean on him during games, and how much did you kind of revert to Joe when he was calling a game?
Oh, a lot. I mean, he was my rock when I needed somebody when I was on the mound, especially when I was struggling. I mean, there's an interesting story. I'm pitching a game against the Montreal Expos. We're winning the game like 12-1. It's probably the 6th inning, and I walk a guy, I give up a hit. I walk another guy, give up a hit. Then he comes out to the mound. I'm thinking he's going to give me some inspiration, tell me to calm down and tell me everything's okay. He tells me to stop pussyfooting, and then he walks away, and it actually pissed me off. I end up getting the next 2 outs. I finish the game and win the game. I get home, I told my wife what he said, and she was mad. She called him and told him, don't be telling my husband not to be pussyfooting out there on the mound. So it was really, really funny. I mean, we have a lot of different stories about that over the last 28 years, so it's been a good time.
It's really a different animal when you're in the minor leagues. You're traveling on the buses. You mentioned the accommodations, not quite as nice. What was the feeling like when you guys both made it to the big leagues?
I actually saw him make it first. He made it before I did. You were drafted in '88, and I was drafted in '86, and he was up facing Phil Bradley and the first hitter, and I went to the game because my minor league season was over, and he hit the first batter in the head with the first pitch, and I was like, oh, but he pitched extremely well. He ended up having a good day, and I was so excited for him because we'd been through the minor leagues together, roommates, argued all the time, fought all the time. It was just great to see him up there, and it was really the first roommate that I had that had made it to the big leagues, and then I got up the next year, and we spent a lot of time together.
1990, probably your best year, went 12-6. Joe was catching at that time. Coincidence?
No, not at all. I think I have 36 wins. It's a good chance he's probably caught more than half of them. It wouldn't surprise me nowadays because I ended up going to Colorado, followed him to Colorado. I call that the dumbest decision I ever made because I made it purely on heart and friendship. And I went to Colorado thinking I could pitch in Colorado, and it didn't go all that well. But we had a great. I remember we had a really, really good time. Our kids had a great time. So it was definitely a up and down experience.
I know you're a guy now that prepares like crazy. You know every number, you know every statistic. You go through situations before they happen in a game. Was he any different when he was playing?
Not at all. Because he's always had a memory like an elephant. So if I needed to know what we needed to do, I always asked him. There was only one instance where he didn't really know what to do, and that's when we were facing Paul O'Neill in Cincinnati. And Don Zimmer walks to the mound, and he says to both of us, he says, "How are you going to get him out?" And we both looked at each other. We had blank stares on our face. "Inside!" And he told me to get my big button gear, and he walked off the mound. We still laugh about that because it still didn't work out because I think Paul O'Neill still hit a home run off me. But that's the only time I can ever remember where he didn't have the answer for something.
Sometimes there are hitters you just don't match up against, you know, and you've tried everything. And sometimes you say, maybe I should just tell them what's coming. It'll mess them up, and they won't believe me, and that's how you get them out.
It seems like he's pretty laid back. Are you ever envious about how laid back he is
and
how
absolutely.
Relaxed he seems all the time?
Absolutely. You know, there are a lot of times I wish I could be like that. And, you know, I come from a family that wasn't like that. But he's very laid back and relaxed and, you know, doesn't let too much bother him. And he makes a mean bowl of chicken and dumplings.
That's good knowledge right there.
Oh, it is so good.